Hey everybody, today I will be showing you how to make an aesthetic edit on Funimate. Now today I will be editing Charlie D'Amelio, and as you will see soon, I have already imported clips from her Instagram, images of her, just to start my edit off. I hope you guys enjoy this. My Instagram is @editonfunimate and my username is @editonfunimate. Now, as you can see, I have all the photos ready. And the first thing I'll be doing is I'll be adding transitions in between them using the Funimate effect, and I'll try to make them on beat as possible. Just here, as you can see, I'm choosing the audio I want to use, and it's a very slow audio, and it sounds like very aesthetically pleasing since it's an aesthetic edit, and you're just watching me now add some transitions using the Funimate effect. Okay, so now that we have added our transitions using Funimate, the next thing we want to do is we want to add a coloring over the video, an aesthetic looking coloring. So the way we can do this is we can go to Safari and we can look up CCP coloring. As you can see, I accidentally type in overlays, but just look up CCP coloring and you can go through the images and you can find one that you really like and one that stands out to you or fits the sound and the aesthetic you're going for. I'm going for a really light pinkish aesthetic or neutral aesthetic, so I use the second image on this page for my aesthetic. Now you're just going to add it to your photos and head straight back into Funimate, add the image into your video, and then you're going to use the blend effects in the right hand corner. So expand this out first, of course, so it fits the whole size of your video since you want it to cover the whole thing. And then tap blend, and I use soft light for mine using the blend effect, and it adds this really cool overlay to your video and it just makes it that much better. So the next thing I do here is I go back to the start of the video and I change the size of the video so it doesn't fill up the whole square. So I just use my fingers to pinch and make it smaller, and I zoom it down a bit and I add a very neutral tone to the back of it, just so it makes it look that much better. Now, after doing this, I make sure that it looks coherent with the rest of the video and it's not too big. Now, I look up a border for my square, so a border for the video, and just look up square border PNG in Safari and you should have some things that you can use. I personally liked this very simple black border, and you'll see what I do with it, as black doesn't look good on the light colors. So I import this image. So have a bit of a look around here. Sorry. I just, browse, see if there's anything else I like. So I've ended up choosing this square. I import it and then I use the blend effect to change it. So there's a blend effect which inverts its color. It's called subtract. Sorry, it's called divide. And the divide effect will change it from black to white. So then you want to make this fill the entire video so that it's overlaying the clip in the whole video, just like so. So the next thing I do is, using the new GIF feature, I go to the GIFs and I search up minimal in the GIF section. And I have a bit of a look around, but people usually tend to use the first GIF at the top, when they search up minimal, which is what I end up using as it suits the theme of my video, which is light white colors and neutral tones. So I expand it so it fits the whole video, and then I drag it to the back of the clip. And then using the blend effect, I select the screen effect. And this adds a very, very, very subtle touch to the video. It's not supposed to be too overwhelming. It's supposed to just be a nice touch to make it look a bit more aesthetically pleasing. And I expand this so it goes for the entirety of the video, just like so. The next thing I do is I go to the particle effects, and then I select the flare effect, which is my personal favorite. And I make it kind of small, and I change the speed to 0.5x so that I have more precision when I'm using it. And I just make a swirl from the bottom of the video to the top on the right hand side. And then I do the same thing, except I do it on the left hand side this time. And I don't get it right the first time, so I redo it, if you just see. And you can redo it as much as you want until you get it exactly the way you like. And I've finished with that one. So the next thing I do is I add another touch magic, which is the butterfly touch magic. So I add a particle again, and I tap butterfly. I change the size of it so it's not too large. And then I change the color. I change my mind a bit here, actually. I change it to yellow, red, yellow. Eventually I choose the yellow orangish tones. And then I make sure it's on 0.5, and I just add a bit of a swirl. And then I drag down the touch magic so it's on top of the flare and behind the clips. So it looks like this. I miss my taco, but it kisses hope you smile when you listen. Ain't no pop. Now the next thing I do here is optional if you want to do it. Now this part is going to be showing you how to add a flash that's on beat with the rest of the video. It's a bit more complex. You will be needing to use the custom animation button. So go to animate custom, and you will be using opacity for this. Now you can skip this part of the video if you don't want to do this, but for the people that do want to do this, I'll show you what to do. So you just want to make sure the opacity is on 0. At the very beginning, you want to add a custom diamond looking frame, and you just want to make sure it's on 0. And then when it comes on beat, you want to add another one, and you want to make it 100. So it goes from 0 to 100, and it flashes just like that. And then you want to add another one after that one. Sorry, this is a bit confusing for you guys that are new to this. You don't have to do this. So then you want to add another little diamond frame, and you want to make that 0. So it looks like a flash. So it should look like this. And I have a bit of a fiddle around here, but there's just a bit of a flash effect, if you can see that, just like that. And you want to repeat this for the rest of the video, and you can make really cool flashing effects. If you have skipped making the custom flash, welcome back. I will be showing you the next step of making this edit. So the next thing I do is I head over to Safari, and I look up some aesthetic PNGs in the search bar on Google Images. And I just have a look around, and I try and find something I like. This is very subjective, so you can choose whatever you want. I'm going for a very light aesthetic, so in the search you can change it up and write like blue aesthetic or green aesthetic. I just simply looked up aesthetic PNG, but you can look up whatever you want, and there always will be something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a PNG, and I'll show you why in a bit, as you can use the blend effects to change it to a PNG later on. As you can see, I have found the image I like, and I actually choose two of them. So I choose that nice little milk box, and then I choose this nice statue. And I just save them to my camera roll, and then I head back over to Funimate and I import them one by one. So first I start with this, sorry, it's a peach little box. I start with this and I use the blend effect multiply, and that actually makes it have this transparent effect, and it makes it really subtle yet effective, and I really, really like the way it turned out. So next I change the size of it so it's not too big. I put it in the corner of the video, and then I make sure it's under my clip, as you will see in a bit. So I drag that to the bottom, and then I basically repeat the exact same thing for the next PNG. So all you do is you import it, and then you just want to add the blend effect onto it, which is multiply, put it in the corner, and then make sure it's behind the clip. It's pretty simple yet effective. And as you can see, this is how it has turned out. I miss my taco, but in kisses, hope you smile when you listen. Now the next thing I do is I just have a look over the video and see if I'm satisfied, and I'm not. So I go to the effect mix on Funimate, and I just have a bit of a browse around. First I look at the glitch effects, which are really cool, by the way. Funimate just came out with about 6 or 7 more, and they're really, really good. So I add a glitch effect on the start of the video, and it's called Distort, if I'm correct. Oh no, it's called No Signal, sorry. So I just add the No Signal effect, and then I add the leaky effect, and I really like the way it works with the video and the aesthetic I'm going for. And then I add the turbulence effect, and then I add the blur and hypnose effect. So as you can see, I'm just experimenting a bit, and the hypnose effect works really well with transitions, as you can see, and then the blur effect right at the end. Now we will be looping this video, so don't stress if you think it's too short. So once I'm finished, we will be looping the video, and I'll show you what to do. So all you want to do is tap the little import button in the right hand corner of the video and save it privately. And then you want to save it to your camera roll after that. So next you just want to import the video on the edit that you've saved private. So just tap edit video, go to the very end, tap the red square and import the video. Now, as you can see, because the clip of the video has been shrunken down, the video that we've imported will look really small. So all you want to do is just go to the custom animations, and you just want to go right before it goes to the other video, and you want to add a scale animation, just like so. Just add a scale animation right before it goes big, 1 frame before it goes small, sorry, not big. And then you want to add another one, and you want to make that the same size as the video, and you want to adjust it accordingly, just like I have done here. So the loop will look clean. So once we've done that, we now have a clean loop, and I think it looks really good, and I hope you guys like it as well. And that's basically it. So the edit should be complete now, and I hope you're satisfied with the result, and this is what it should look like. So the next thing I do is I add a transition between the loop. So between the two videos, I just tap here and I add a Funimate transition effect. I use shake here because I think it makes it look as smooth as possible. And as you can see, it works really well. So at this point, your edit should be complete, and here is the end result. I miss my taco, but in kisses, hope you smile when you listen. Ain't no competition.